Okay, so we're back on a Monday. What's this? November 16th. Still on quarantine here in Czech Republic. But we're supposed to be getting off it. So if today is 16th, we're going to be off quarantine, I think, like, what's that, Friday the 20th? Thursday or Friday, something like that. So, anyway, if you ever sent me this video, and I've stumbled across this girl before in the past. I mean, like, I don't even remember how I did it, but I've seen this school. I think it's called School of Affluence. I've seen this before. I've never watched any of the videos, like, because I already know what it's going to be. I wouldn't watch it unless it was to like translate what women are saying when they're saying one thing, or how a woman's gonna see something that you're doing. Like the only way I would watch this shit is to help is to either revalidate or help men like understand the reality of what women like this are really saying and what they're doing and blah 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 and this that and the third, and also for the female viewers so they could get insight that so they get insight on the whole scenario, point blank. But anyway, we're gonna start. I'm gonna let it play through because it's only 7 minutes long. So this is 10 cliches cheap men love saying. Okay. Translation. Translation. 10 ways you can filter out if a man is dumb enough to pay for all your shit or not. Essentially, that's the red pill translation. 10 ways to tell if this man is dumb enough to pay for all your shit. So let's start. I'll let it play our way through, then I'll go back and break it down.
Ladies, if you hear this from your man, run. Because the chances are high that this cheapskate or slash freeloader is just here for his own benefit. My dear elegant ladies, welcome back to another video. Ladies, today I really need to warn you for these top 10 cliches that I know many cheap men out there tend to use to manipulate women. And I don't want my dear elegant ladies to be manipulated. So in today's video, I'm going to give you some things that you can tell these men when they come with these cheap cliches. Let's start with number 1.
I love independent women.
Oh, you know what I love? I love strong, masculine men. I love men who look after their women and treat their woman like a goddess. There is nothing more attractive than when a man steps into his masculinity and really looks after his woman like a true gentleman. Ah, that's what I love.
My ex-girlfriend only used me for my money.
Well, then you know how it feels for us women when men only use us for sex, without committing to us, and without ever taking full responsibility by providing for us like a true gentleman would do. Well, this is how we women feel used.
If I pay for today's date, you pay the next.
What? Oh, if I have to pay for a date, there won't be a next.
Yeah, because you're a gold
I
digger.
don't like materialistic women.
Well, I don't like cheap men. You see, women are gatherers from an evolutionary psychology take. Men are hunters, women are gatherers. This has been part of our genetic programming for millions of years.
Wrong.
Now, men are being celebrated for being hunters, but women are continuously shamed by our society for having this instinct of wanting to own things. They call us materialistic and they shame us for it. And in my opinion, this is sexist.
Wrong. No, you're dumb as fuck. And we're going to go in depth on that later.
Of the time?
We want equal rights, but that doesn't mean that we are equals. We are not biologically equal. Men and women are built differently. So let's not pretend that we are equals, because that's just a manipulation men use and society use for the man's benefit. Women have far more disadvantages financially in society, but also biologically. This is why we need to stop talking about being equals and instead focus on what's fair. And
hey, I didn't even make it. I didn't make it this far. When I watched like the first minute, and this is the first I've made it. This is hilarious.
Fair is actually if the man takes some form of responsibility, provides for his woman, and like this, we would be able to at least balance out some of the unfairnesses that happen between the sexes because of biological reasons and because how our society is built.
I want to be with a woman who doesn't depend on me.
Well, that I believe is a responsibility to both the man and the woman to make sure that that doesn't happen in the relationship. From the man's side, he has to truly offer her an allowance so that she contains her independence. She doesn't have to ask him for money every time she wants something, and so that she actually can have some form of savings in case she would need it for a rainy day. Now, with regards to the woman, she has to take her responsibility. She needs to have an education, she needs to have work experience, and of course she needs to have savings. Like this, she will always be independent no matter what happens. Plus, this way, a man will never be able to use that against a woman in order to kind of lock her down in a relationship. However, I am aware that there is a small percentage of women who are just too lazy to work and believe that staying with a man, even if they don't like him, is better than going and work full-time in some job that they hate. Now, I don't support that type of behavior, but unfortunately, there will always be people out there who just do things like this. However, I don't think it's fair for the rest of the female population to be judged and categorized as these type of women just because a small percentage does it. Most women are not like this. Most women are intelligent and smart and will want to keep their independence as much as possible. So let's not generalize everybody and just focus on what's fair for the women.
So you want me to pay you a salary for being with me?
This is not a job. This is not a salary. This is a very skewed way of looking at it. It's like as if you are literally passively aggressively calling a woman to be a prostitute.
Yes, that's what you
Only
are,
very
bitch.
defensive men would say such a thing, and they would use it as a manipulation strategy in order to shame her. A true gentleman who takes full ownership of his masculinity would actually feel honored to be able to support the woman that he has by his side and that he truly cares for. He will want to offload her shoulders with some of the burden. So it's all about from what perspective you look at it.
3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. What the heck is bothering me? Whew. Almost lost it there. This bitch is dumb as fuck.
What do you bring to the table?
Are you seriously asking me this?
It's like you're only with me because of the money.
Well, do you know, as women, we have to constantly wonder and worry about, is he with me because of the sex, or because of the looks, or because I cook so well, or clean so well, or does his dirty laundry? I don't know.
You're acting entitled.
You know that men act entitled on a daily basis, and it's fully normal. They act entitled when every day they are in bed, humping your leg, wanting sex from you, wanting this from you, and they don't feel shy when they want you to cook something, to clean something, to run an errand, to look after the kids, to do this, to do that. Now that's okay, but as soon as a woman is asking for this one thing, then we are these entitled gold diggers. Do you see the unfairness? Now, ladies, not all men are of course like this. There are good men and there are bad men. But in this video, I'm targeting specifically the cheapskates. And truly, some of the things that I've mentioned today, they really do use that as part of their manipulation strategy. And my work here with School of Affluence is to make you become more aware of these manipulation tactics. But also, I want to empower you so that you can set stronger boundaries. Because our society today is not built in favor for women to actually set boundaries. Our society is built around shaming women and make women actually hop onto the team of these cheapskates. Now, we're not going to do that anymore. Now, in my program, Secrets of the Elite Woman, I do teach more in depth about setting strong boundaries. Enrollment is currently closed, but you can visit schoolofaffluence.com to put yourself on the wait list. Now,
Okay, let's be, first off, there is no, okay, that was just a bullshit way to try to, you could go on my wait list. There's no more spots available because all she's doing is selling dingbat ass shit to other women so they can stay lonely for the rest of their lives. That's all she's doing. And this shit is like, oh my God, this is easier than selling shit to flies. If you, because, okay, that whole entire ramble was, okay, because, well, she flat out says it. she pretty much equates a guy losing money and getting no sex is essentially the equivalent of a woman giving sex and getting no money. So she pretty much, so she essentially right there breaks it down as what the core of the exchange is, which we all know what the core of the exchange is. But she literally breaks it down, but then tries to keep going these mental mind warps of trying to like talk it out of being prostitution, but it's prostitution. But not all women are like this. But even if, but no, but the women who aren't like this, they still should want this prostitution. But they don't. But they don't. They shouldn't be labeled as prostitute. That's essentially the core of the whole message. How do I be a prostitute without being a prostitute? Or in other words, how do I have the benefits of both sides? Because then she went in on. I'm gonna go back over it because then she went in. Well, the woman should have her own job, money, blah blah blah. So that's gonna turn into. You remember that I think it was the last black girl talking about some I only date rich men, and her mom and her stepdad did the same shit. Her mom didn't spend a dime and her dad bought everything. Okay, now let's be real about this. How many women are actually gonna save any money throughout that time period? And be truly honest with yourself, because we all know it's a common thing around the world. Everywhere you go, women are horrible with numbers. Women hate numbers unless they figure out the number is substantially bigger than anything that she's worth coming from another man. Unless it's in that format, women despise numerical logic. All right, they hate it. They hate because they can't manipulate it. It's 2 is always going to be 2. All right, they can't look at 2 and turn into 6. All right, just because how they feel it. Women, it's a known thing. No matter where you travel on this planet, women hate numbers because they can't manipulate them. You see, because a number 2 will always be a number 2. All right, no matter how if you got 2 colognes sitting right here, no matter you come in tomorrow, and just because you feel a certain way, 2 colognes ain't gonna turn into 8 colognes just because that's why women hate numbers. You see, so do the math. How many women will actually save money? Let's say if she's working and her man's making all this money, blah blah blah. How many women would actually have a decent amount saved after that? I mean, there's some who would do it, but not very many of them. Most of them will be dead broke the second the relationship's over. I mean, anyway, so I'm gonna go back through this train wreck, and you can join my waiting list. This bitch ain't got no waiting list. Ain't nobody signed. Hey, I'd say there's probably some worn out bitch somewhere who's thinking that, oh, she thinks, oh, well, if I can just learn what she says, I'll have the same results in life. And like, it's really different with women with that. Like men, we can teach each other how to work through shit. Women can't. All right, they just can't do it. Anyway, so the volume's probably gonna be lower because I think this is a little lower until I raise the volume up. But it takes so long. I'm just gonna play it back at like normal speed and like tell you what she said that I'm gonna go in on.
Ladies, if you hear this from your man, run.
Okay.
Because the chances are high that this cheapskate or slash freeloader is just here for his own benefit.
Yeah, and like I said, again, translation, this is a guide to get money for your pussy, essentially. This is a guide. This is a guide to assist you in how to and how to get money for your pussy, and how to tell the guys who probably won't be able to give you money for your pussy, essentially.
My dear elegant ladies, welcome back to another video. Ladies, today I really need to warn you for these top 10 cliches that I know many cheap men out there tend to use to manipulate women. And I don't want my dear elegant ladies to be manipulated. So in today's video, I'm going to give you some things that you can tell these men when they come with these cheap cliches.
And I also want to state this. So she's told on herself, essentially. Okay, either she's told on herself or she's getting this from her female watchers who are completely, just fucking up as being women in the world. So the fact that she knows these lines so well means that these men are approaching her. So if these men are approaching her, that says that she must be worth that in the world. Because like I said in videos a while back, like, it's the same thing like let's say if you put a Gucci store next to a Walmart. Motherfuckers who know they can afford Gucci are gonna walk in Gucci and have the proper culture and attire and all that shit. And motherfuckers who know they can afford Walmart but not Gucci, they gonna walk into Walmart. And so essentially, this bitch is a Walmart bitch. And this, correlation. The quality that she is the quality that she's gonna get back. All right, and she's mad that she's getting it back. So now she's got to learn the game and all this shit.
Let's start with number 1.
I love independent women.
Oh, you know what I love? I love strong, masculine men. I love men who look after their women and treat their women like a goddess.
Yes, of course. Yes. You see, with that, I love independent women. See, that I can tell you where that line came from. See, I know how a woman is going to hear it, but I know like the reality, most of the reality of both sides. The I love independent line, okay? So the I love independent women line. Women have made it clear that they want to be strong and independent, especially in like westernized worlds. Like they want to be strong and independent. But see, the thing is, women know that they're not really strong and independent. So I mean, it's fucked up to say, but they know that like every woman in these especially Western countries, they know that to them being strong and independent is a hobby. They don't want to do that shit for the rest of their life. All right, so they're not good at it. But see the thing, but these women like they want to feel like they can do everything a man can do and everything a woman can do because women are so self-centered and shallow, and it's just the shitty reality of it. Women are so self-centered and shallow that the second they feel like that they are not number one at something, then their self-esteem just tanks immediately. It's just how a woman's brain is. So this is why she needs like bitch like this. She needs to go off and have a child that will just worship the ground she walks on because she's mommy. See that's where that misplacement of shit up here is. They need that child to worship them. Because in the world, like women, it's just real. Women just cannot keep up with men. All right. So when women say women like to call themselves strong and independent, but they don't like it if another man comes up and tells them that they're strong and independent. Because see, in a way, it's even kind of offensive when a man does that. Because see, the man, he's just trying to say whatever he thinks this bitch wants to get in her pussy. He could have said anything. All right, but the reality of it is, it's going to be offensive to the woman because see, this is where the hamster wheel spins in the woman's mind and trying to make it through life. You see, it's almost offensive because it's like by the time she is now seen as strong and independent, it's like, well, if he sees me as strong and independent, then he won't want to take care of me because I'm strong and independent. I can do everything on my own, and it just starts this whole compounding area of being fucked up, and that they can't work out because now they're strong and independent, and if she's successful as man and successful as woman, well, there's no place for a man in her life, you see. But the reality of it is, woman is not strong and independent, and woman knows it. But the woman is so caught up in trying to put this facade and put this act on for other people. Because like I said, women always want to please whatever they think everybody wants to see. They're so caught up in it that like they even slowly start to believe it themselves that they like it. But they like deep down, women know they know they don't want to be strong and independent. Like women need a partner. Women need that male protector. Women need to feel it. Like that's what it is. It's not about like women could care less about making $10 million a second. They don't give a fuck about that. Woman biologically, she needs to feel that male protector in her life. That's what it is. And but at the same time, she's conflicted with trying to please everybody because women, especially westernized women, they figured out that people want to see women be strong and independent because this is what feminism taught them. So now they're trying to project that while also, it just ends up fucking them up. It fucks them up. But yeah, anyway, long story short, strong and independent, essentially, in this context, a man who told her this, she got offended because it's the man's job to read her mind and read the reality of the situation and know that he should want to take care of woman because woman needs that protection from man. And that's why women like this get offended by that.
There is nothing more attractive than when a man steps into his masculinity and really looks after his woman like a true gentleman.
And in other words, protect his woman. Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what I love.
Yeah, and not you. You ain't the only one, bitch. All y'all like it. You ain't nothing special, right?
girlfriend only use me for my money.
Well, then you know how it feels for us women when men only use us for sex.
So you're right there. Let's rewind that. Hold on. Uh-oh. Yeah, right. Uh-oh. What the fuck?
I love strong, masculine men. I love men who look after their women and treat their woman like a goddess. There is nothing more attractive than when a man steps into his masculinity and really looks after his woman like a true gentleman. Ah, that's what I love.
My ex-girlfriend only used me for my money.
Well, then you know how it feels for us women when men only use us for sex.
There you have it. So what is your value, woman? School of Influence. You just told us your value right there. What is your value? It's sex. That is your value in the dating game. You just told on yourself as a prostitute right there. One woman my ex-girlfriend used me for all my money. Oh, well, now you see how it is for when men use us for sex. You're a prostitute. This is what I say all the time. It's just the core reality of it. Women are like, and it sounds fucked up to say it in this format, but it's the reality. Women, to be woman is to be prostitute. Is to be gold digging prostitute. It's just a matter how greedy she is after that. Like I tell you guys so many times before, sex to a woman is nothing more than an elbow massage. All right? But women know that they have to sell sex in order to get man to pay them attention and all that shit. So they know they have to do it. Because pretty much every other facet of their life is going to be lesser or weaker than any, and no man really has any space for them. For most of them, that's how it's going to play out. And she just tells on herself right there. What's it, men? Now you see.
For my money.
Well, then you know how it feels for us women when men only use us for sex, without committing to us, and without ever taking full responsibility by providing for us like a true gentleman would do.
Providing for us. Also known as paying for our shit. So, so a man's value in the game is money. Your value in the game is sex. Prostitute. What else is it? You're a prostitute.
This is how we women feel used.
If I pay for today's date, you pay the next.
What? Oh, if I have to pay for a date, there won't be a next.
If she has to pay for a date, there won't be a next. Go for it. That's all I can say on
I
that.
don't like materialistic women.
Well, I don't like cheap men.
How, okay, see, okay, hold on.
You see, women are gatherers from an evolutionary...
Okay, because hold on, the gather part, that was a whole nother part I want to touch on. But...
See, women are gatherers from an evolutionary...
Materialistic women.
Well...
I don't like materialistic women. Her response was, well, I don't like cheap men. All right? Wowzers. That's all I got to say. You see... Her goal, I mean, she's telling you this to your face. Like, all these bitches that follow her on YouTube, like, she's a prostitute. This bitch is a fucking hooker. She's telling it, she's literally spoon-feeding you that she's a hooker. Okay? That's it. She's a prostitute. Her whole, like I say so many times before, see, when woman has failed as woman, she puts her value in numerical and material objects. Because she's realized, okay, she's always going to get sex because she's a woman. Just take a bath, don't get fat, have long hair. Somebody's going to want to fuck you, all right? But she doesn't like cheap men. Now, not along the lines of she doesn't like men who don't give her attention or don't, they like, what happened to a man who wants to go on a walk with you at the park or just hang out with you or just sit in bed and watch Netflix or something like that. Just hang out. We ain't heard nothing about that. Because she's spoon feeding to you. She's a prostitute. She's just a glorified prostitute. That's all.
I don't like cheap men. You see, women are gatherers from an evolutionary psychology take.
Wrong.
Men are hunters, women are gatherers.
Wrong. Completely wrong. No, men are hunters and gatherers. Then women are the fucking leeches off of whatever the man brought in. And you can look through any time period in history, but with the relation between man and woman, when a woman found a man that she really wanted, that's how it's going to play out. All right? The bitch ain't gathered nothing. All right? Because if the man had his shit together, he would have paid somebody to gather it, to go hunt and then gather it and put it in a proper place, and then the woman's job to come and just take it all. See, this is woman's desperate attempt to try to like play with these common fucking sayings to try to boost her fucking value. It's a known fact. Women do not gather nothing. All right, women gather nothing unless with the man that she really wanted, she's not gonna have to gather. If she got the man that she wanted, she just gonna go pick it off the shelf somewhere and take it and consume it. Women are essentially consumers to the world, and men are the providers to the world. It's just the core reality of it.
This has been part of our genetic programming for millions of years. Now, men are being celebrated for being hunters, but women
and gatherers
are continuously shamed by our society for having this instinct of wanting to own things.
You dumb bitch, what did you just fucking get off? The last 2 points was you don't like cheap men and you want some shit for free and you don't, but the society's, this bitch is 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. What the heck is bothering me? 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. What the heck is bothering me? Almost lost it there. This bitch is dumb as fuck. I gotta say it. She's dumb as fuck. She just, let's like, we are 2 minutes in and she keeps going. She's jumped from being a prostitute to society shaming women for being prostitutes and owning it, to women want to own things, to where they don't want cheap men, to not want women who are materialistic. Like, this bitch is all over the place. You're a hooker, sweetie. Accept it. Just accept it. You're not sucking dick for $10, but you're sucking dick for a nice dinner and a nice place to stay. Do the math. It's what you. And the thing is, from based on how you talking, you don't even need the money. You just in it for the sport to suck dick for status. Because let you tell it, you got your own money. So what else is there? The suck dick and suck dick, acquire resources for status, for out of sport. You are the fucking, what's that fucking bear that just kills motherfuckers and don't even eat them? Not the koala bear. Was it the great white bear or some shit like that in Alaska or something, or like North Pole? That's what, like, she ain't even trying to eat. She just killing motherfuckers just to kill them. That's even worse. Imagine like the president's wife going out and just sucking dick for more resources. Like, bitch, you the president's wife. You already got all the resources. She don't even need to do it. She just doing it for sport at this point. Are you fucking kidding me right now? She can't even help it. It's just her. It's just her. She can't even help it. Okay, so let's rewind. We 2 minutes in, and she went back and forth so many damn times. Okay, she's a prostitute because she flat out tells she spoon feeds it to you. A man who gets used for his money is the same thing as a woman who gets used for sex. So what is that exchange in the dating where they keep getting fucked up? The prostitution exchange. Because man's essential value to the relationship with women like this especially is going to be money being spent on her, and the woman's essential value is her opening her holes for him. That's the trade-off. So you're a prostitute. Do the math. You're a hooker. But then it says, well, society. I want to listen to that shit again. Society tries to, but the bitch just went early on and said pretty much what she wants, and then says society. She has to play the victim, so society did it to her later. Society ain't doing it to you, bitch. It's what you are.
Now, men are being celebrated for being hunters, but women are continuously shamed by our society for having this instinct of wanting to own things. They call us materialistic and they shame us for it, and in my opinion, this is sexist.
If you want equality,
It's sexist. Yeah, it's sexist because men are worshiping title, blah blah. I get it, right? And it's sexist. It's sexist. Okay, and now let's break down why it's sexist. Let's break it down. It's sexist because you can't sit down, snap pictures for Instagram, and wait for some man to come in and hand you shit for free. Because if a man's doing any less than that, then you don't like him. If he's not trying to spend all his money on you and all that shit, you made it clear. If a man's not coming in and trying to spend all his money on you and completely protect you 100%, you don't like him, right? So your perfect position in life, let's be real, everything that you said, your position in life is you want to go through life with no real risk while you have a higher man above you giving you shit, and anything else is considered sexist. Any other opinion, point of view, wanting you to do anything else is sexist. That's evil. You want to sit down and fucking do as least work as possible with the least amount of risk, wait for a man to come protect you. That's what most women want. But most women eventually grow up and realize they're not going to get it because they're just not worth it for whatever reason. But yeah, and anything else, I mean, this is the basic westernized woman gift wrapped for you. This is the basic westernized woman gift wrapped and given to you in 10 easy steps to figure out, to see what she's after. She's gift wrapped her prostitution tactics to you. What's this? If you want equality, why should men be paying 100% all the time? Yeah. And that goes to, we all know what that goes to. These type of women, they want equality only when it works out for them. And then when the equality doesn't work out for them, they don't want it. See, the last one I just talked about with what she considered as sexism. You see, when it works, she wants everything to work out for her. Then this is another reason why most women are bad at math, because see, they can't see that 2 equals 2. You see, that's equal. That's equality. 2 equals 2. See, woman wants 2 equals 10 and then call that equality. Well, that's mathematically incorrect. 2 does not equal 10. There is no universe where you go to, you have 2 of anything, and it's the same thing as the exact, as far as exact mass, volume, width, space, and all that, it's going to be 10. It's not going to equate. So yeah, you don't want equality. You want, like, well, and okay, because she just goes in earlier was a step 1. She wants to be worshipped as a goddess. All right? She ain't said nothing about how she wants to worship her man as a god, but she wants to be worshipped as a goddess. She doesn't want equality.
why should men be paying 100% of the time?
We want equal rights, but that doesn't mean that we are equals.
No. Yeah, you want equal rights, but you don't want equal lefts that come along with. You want them equal rights, but you don't want those equal lefts that's gonna come around and fuck you up and humble you. That's what bitches don't want.
We are not biologically equal.
Right.
Men and women are built differently. So
Of
let's
course.
not pretend that we are equals, because that's just a manipulation men use and society use for the man's benefit. Women have far more disadvantages financially in society, but also biologically. This is why we need to stop talking about being equals and instead focus on what's fair. And what's fair is actually if the man takes some form of responsibility, provides for his woman, and like this, we would be able to at least balance out some of the unfairnesses that happen between the sexes because of biological reasons and because how our society is built.
Now it's the society. Yes, it has to be the victim shit. Here come. Like I said before, and videos back, when woman is winning as woman, you're not going to hear too much from her. You're not going to hear anything from her. If a woman is winning as woman, she's not going to be on YouTube. She's not going to be making videos. She's not going to be writing articles, or unless she's had a job for like New York Times or something like that. When woman is winning as a woman, you're not going to hear anything from her. When woman is losing as a woman, that's when you're going to see all these articles written up. They're going to be on bold.com. These havens for failure from failures of women. You see, women, you're not going to see, women do not spread good news in good faith. All right, they always spread it to fuck over another woman. When women are like, they're each other's enemies essentially. But to go on this topic, oh yeah, women are held down, this and that. Now, there are places on the earth where women are fucked up. I'll give her that. There are places on the planet where women, like, they will get screwed over, like, hard. It does exist. Okay, but the women she's talking to they don't exist there. All right, and the women she's talking to, they come. Those women are coming to her in hopes that they gonna pull some fucking Swiss banker or some shit like that. And how do I manipulate the system to get more? You see, those women are not. See, because let's be real, birds of a feather flock together. If a woman was too, let's say a little short, fat black girl was coming up to her and was trying to learn the fluence and all this shit, she wouldn't talk to her. Not just because she's black, but it's the whole thing of the whole of the hierarchy of what is in her league as a woman and what she can get and do. Like they don't, those two women, they don't even exist in the same room together ever. And like I said, I'll give her that. There are places in the world like now today where like women can get like screwed over hard, but the women that's coming to her for help, I guarantee you, they not living in those countries. These are fucking you bitches in the UK and probably mostly UK and America. I'm willing to guarantee.
I want to be with a woman who doesn't depend on me.
Well, that I believe is a responsibility to both the man and the woman to make sure that that doesn't happen in the relationship. From the man's side, he has to truly offer her an allowance so that she contains her independence. She doesn't have to ask him for money every time she wants something, and so that she actually can have some form of savings in case she would need it for a rainy day. Now, with regards to the woman,
now, you see,
she has to take her responsibility.
In the U.S., the woman has some money set aside for a rainy day. See, some cultures, they understand the reality, but they're not gonna come out and say it. See, in the U.S., they know, like the governments and shit. Like the reality is this: they know that women are historically horrible with anything that has numbers attached to it. That's why they rape men and give the woman all the money. So the woman's not gonna be in a homeless shelter the next week or like causing more problems in society because she's gonna be broke. Okay. Like I said at the end of this video when I played the first time, women are horrible with money. How many women do you think are actually going to have some money to live off of after living off of a man her entire life? And let's say she did work some bullshit part-time job or something. She's not to date. Through all my years in colleges, working in universities, traveling to date, I have met very few women who legitimately could survive like realistically well on their own. And they're not like, super fucked up in one way or another. Women are horrible with it. It doesn't matter. Like I remember somebody close to me, his girlfriend left him because she won a lot. Oh, she didn't win a lot. One of one of her family members died, and she got this huge lump sum in. And the friend of mine, he was like real down about it. Like, yeah, she left me, she got the money, and she didn't give him a dime of it. I said, look, she is a woman. Give it 2 weeks, it's all gonna be gone. Like, it's just known it's known. Women are awful with money. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you give a woman $10 million every month or $10 a week. It's going to be gone by the start of next month. It's going to be gone. Point blank. Most times, most cases.
She needs to have work experience, and of course she needs to have savings. Like this, she will always be independent no matter what happens. Plus, this way, a man will never be able to use that against a woman in order to kind of lock her down in a relationship. However, I am aware that there is a small percentage of women who are just too lazy to work and believe that staying with a man, even if they don't like him, is better than going and work full-time in some job that they hate. Now, I don't support that type of behavior, but unfortunately, there will always be people out there who just do things like this. However, I don't think it's fair for the rest of the female population to be judged and categorized as these type of women just because a small percentage does it.
A small percentage meaning you. Because let's rewind 5 minutes earlier. You don't want cheap men. You want the man to take care of you and be masculine, step into his role of masculinity and worship his goddess. You just jump from there to like just complete prostitution education 101 to, well, not all women are like this, and you should have some savings, survive on your own, and not all women like you like that. This is why the world doesn't take women serious. Because they let women like you lead them. And you contradict yourself literally every 15 seconds. This is why the world laughs at you. This is why This is why the world laughs at when there's a female leader. Women don't even vote for her. When Hillary Clinton ran, Donald Trump was up talking some grab bitches by the pussy, and they still voted for Donald Trump because they ain't want a woman to be president. This is why people laugh at you. All right, not all women. I'll say not all women are like this, but there's enough to where it's like, okay, it's the same as it would be. It's the equivalent of going into the jungle right now and trying to make best friends with a lion. Now, sure, there's a couple lions that, you know what I'm saying, you can sit down and they'll try to keep you warm at night and kick it with you. But is it worth that risk to even take the chance? Like this lion, oh, he might be a cool lion. Let me go get that lion. So then, when that lion's stomach start growling, he is gonna eat you up. It's the same thing with women. Like not all women are dumb as fuck, but the overwhelming majority of them make a lot of highly questionable decisions to the point where you just can't follow that shit. You can't follow it. Also, I'm willing to want to know how many women actually gain affluence after talking to a woman like this. I'd love to see those statistics, or her reviews and all that shit like that. I'd love to see that.
Most women are not like this. Most women are intelligent and smart and will want to keep their independence as much as possible. So let's not generalize everybody and just...
Okay, keep her independence as much as possible. That's code name keep a backup plan. Like I said, no woman wants to take a risk with anything. That's what big strong men do. Big strong men, we live every day in a life of risk. See, woman doesn't want any... See, that's too much stress. Oh, I got PTSD. I got PTSD from the stress. See, bitches don't like that shit. That's men live it. See, woman wants to where she has every perfect little backup plan prepared, but it has to be prepared by a man though, because she doesn't want to do that. That's icky. That's too much work. She wants everything to be perfectly set up to perfect, and I so I can be independent after it. I'll go find another man to go jump on and see. She's telling it to you. What's it called? A monkey branching prostitute. I guarantee if she's going on like that in this video, the rest of the videos shouldn't be too much different. It's monkey branching prostitution.
Focus on what's fair for the women.
So you want me to pay you a salary for being with me?
This is not a job. This is not a...
And you know what? It's real funny that somebody would say something like that to her. After everything she said, that's essentially what she was saying. That's like, oh no, it's not really like that. I just want you to worship me. This stupid fucking hoe. Read that shit. So you want me to pay you a salary for talking like if she was a dude. So that's a real kawiki dink that another man would say some shit like that to her face. But the problem's still not her though. It's still not her. It's still not her. It's real odd that I was saying this shit the whole time and another man said that shit to her face. It's still not her. She's not the problem. No. Nothing she's doing is wrong. It's always the men. That's the men. That's who the problem is on.
Pay you a salary for being with me.
This is not a job.
Yes, it is. Because, bitch, you just said it was a fucking job. Let's go back earlier, right? What did she go in early on? The man's supposed to pay for everything. She's supposed to work to save her money up. So, what do you call that money? That's your fucking monthly salary, bitch. You want to be fucking... Like Richard Pryor said, it's enough to make it go crazy. This is why you don't talk to bitches like this. This is what men, I don't care how pretty she is, when they start talking like this is why you don't talk to bitches like this. Because this bitch is fucked up. She has contradicted herself at least 3 times within a 5-minute period on hardcore shit. It's enough to make it go crazy.
Salary. This is a very skewed way of looking at it. It's like as if you are literally passively aggressively calling a woman to be a prostitute.
Because that's what you are! You are spoon feeding us you are spoon feeding us tactics to how to be the best prostitute. That's all you're doing in this whole video. That's all you're doing. You're giving us you're spoon feeding us your tactics on how to decide on how to decide which man's gonna be dumb enough to pay for your fucking worthless pussy. That's what you're doing right now. There has been no mention of, would a man be a good partner? Will he look after kids? Oh, I'll be a good mother. Well, I'll look after kids. Will we manage money right when times get hard? Or anything like, I heard none of that shit. The whole last 4 minutes and 48 seconds of you talking was how to decide which man might be dumb enough to pay for your pussy. That and then you got the nerve to say, oh, that's a skewed way of looking at it. No, it's called that. No, you know what that's called? It's called reality, bitch. That's what it's called. It's a reality way of looking at it. Let's go listen to that dumb shit again.
This is a very...
Pay you a salary for being with me.
This is not a job. This is not a salary. This is a very skewed way of looking at it. It's like as if you are literally passively aggressively calling a woman to be a prostitute.
It's as if you're looking at it from a realistic standpoint and calling me what I am. What is this? I don't know what this is. It's just this weird, skewed way of looking at it in from a realistic standpoint. It's just so evil to do that. It's evil to look at it from reality. Don't look at it from reality. Look at it like how I want you to see it. That's how I want you to look at it. That would make me happy. Because this reality is icky. Ew, get reality out of there. Ew, don't use reality on me. I don't like that. Yuck.
Only very defensive men would say such a thing, and they would use it as a manipulation strategy in order to shame her. A true gentleman.
Okay, so bitch, so tell me what you doing then. Like, because, okay, like I said, let's go back to earlier. What did she say? A man who got used for money is the same as a woman who got used for sex. Well, that's a weird coinky-dink. Because what are you offering then? You're offering your sex for his money. That's the equivalent. Men offer money to the world, to a relationship. Women offer sex. So what you have to offer is sex for money. So what does that make you? Oh, a prostitute? No, that's you. That's a defense mechanism men use to look at it like that. It's called reality, idiot.
Man who takes full ownership of his masculinity would actually feel honored to be able to support the woman that he has by his side and that he truly cares for.
No. Yeah. You see, and this is where bitches like this get it highly confused. This is where bitches like this, because they don't understand, because they're not decent humans. You see, this is where they get it completely confused. Okay, yes, men want to provide for women, and men will provide for women. But see, when bitches like this walk in the room and try to be all this certain way, I deserve the world, I deserve everything type shit, when they walk up in there like, see, because like I said, because you're a hooker, let's be clear, School of Influence, this is prostitute training. So let's flip it. Let's say when a guy walks into a room and immediately saw some, how big are your tits? Can you deep throat? And he ain't asked you nothing else. Can you deep throat? How big are your tits? Do you do anal? You see, when they're stressing it, so then no, the guy's not going to get any sex. All right, because he's pushing it. It's the same thing when bitches like this walk into a room and they start pushing it. See, now the man ain't going to want to give it. See, that's why she's heard all these lines before. Because because she is the equivalent. She wants money, the men want sex. Prostitute. That's why she knows all these lines very well. All right? And women like her. That's why they know these lines, because it's the same thing on the other end. They're looking for money, so the men are looking for sex. Because when a man's with a woman, a man naturally wants to provide for his woman. Right? And that's natural. And when a woman loves her man, the woman naturally wants to nurture and take care of the man in the house, or pretty much with whatever he wants her to do, essentially. She will want to do it naturally. You see, those are two natural. See, that is actual decent humanity playing out. But bitches like this, that's not humanity. The bitches like this are trying to beat the system. That's why they can't never get into the system. They always on the outside, just taking a picture on Instagram to make it look like they beat the system, and they really miserable as fuck in reality.
Will want to offload her shoulders with some of the burden. So it's all about from what perspective you look at it.
What do you bring to the table?
Great
Are
question.
you seriously asking me this?
Yes.
It's like you only...
Yeah, I'm seriously asking you because I want to know. And she tells on herself right there she don't got nothing to bring to the table. because like all women, if she had any qualities, within herself or about herself, she would open. She couldn't wait to tell you. She would post it all on Facebook. It'd be all over Instagram, all over Twitter. It'd be everywhere. If she had any benefit for you to be with her, she don't see. She just see because I know how women think. She has no qualities. That's why she didn't even go in on it, because she doesn't bring anything to the table but the prostitution side of it. That's it. There is nothing else.
All about from what perspective you look at it.
What do you bring to the table?
Nothing.
Are you seriously asking
Her,
this?
nothing.
It's like you're only with me because of the money.
See, it's really weird. See, how does she... She knows these statements very well, and it always comes back to money. See, do the math on this shit. Why all these responses end up coming back in some kind of way with money? Ain't that a coinky thing from the same bitch who wants a man to come take care of her and all this shit like that with money, and she's hearing all this shit back? That sounds like a failure of a woman. She failed a long time ago, but that sounds like a failure in the dating market currently as a woman, because like she can't even get a date now too long out of a guy because they know what she's want. It's like you're only with me because of the money. Who would say that? A man who feels like a woman's only there because of the money. And what women are only there because of the money? Gold digging prostitutes.
Only with me because of the money.
Well, do you know, as women, we have to constantly wonder and worry about, is he with me because of the sex, or because of the looks, or because
women
he
like
cooks
you.
so well, or cleans so well, or does his dirty laundry? I don't know.
Women like you worry about if a guy's there for only for sex. Yeah. Yeah, I highly doubt she knows how to cook anything. She probably just add that in and try to make herself sound like she knows how to do something. But let's be real about it. I have heard no mention of personalities. I know the video's titled 10 cliches cheap men love saying, but like, okay, when it comes back on her end of offering things, there's nothing in terms of personality or anything to offer back. And when the question did come up, what do you bring to the table? Crickets. Crickets. Just like that bitch on that show Labor of Love I did on my Patreon. Just like that bitch. Go back and watch that shit, man. Especially early on in the show. When a guy asked her questions, he had to get out of there. Goodbye. Because see, when he asked her question, now she has to start taking accountability for shit. And the guy's going to start doing the math, MAF, on why she is where she is. And she knows it's not going to be a good... She can't put makeup on that to make it look good.
You're acting entitled.
You know that men act entitled on a daily basis, and it's fully normal. They act entitled when every day they are in bed, humping your leg, wanting sex from you, wanting this from you, and they don't feel shy when they want you to cook something, to clean something, to run an errand, to look after the kids, to do this, to do that. Now that's okay, but...
Again, for you see, because let's do the math on a man that she would want, okay? Because she said earlier, because let's play into her bullshit fucking facade. She wants a man to take care of her, buy her shit, while she saves her money and spends it on whatever she wants, blah, 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 right? So these are the men that she actively entertains. Let's just say that. These are the men that she wants, right? And what has she up to now? What is she says the only thing that she has to offer in a relationship that had any fucking like deeper personality to it? The sex, right? So now and even now she says, well, men are entitled to everything when they're humping your leg. Again, it comes back to sex. You see, it always comes back to her with the only thing she has to offer. These are the men she wants, but then she's wondering why she can't get any deeper connection when all she has to offer is sex. And probably some poorly cooked meal that the guy has to go stop by McDonald's on the way home and eat before he comes home type of shit. She's telling on herself.
As soon as a woman is asking for this one thing, then we are these entitled gold diggers. Do you see the unfairness?
Because you are.
No,
but,
ladies, not all men.
Yeah, you are entitled gold because what was the guy that you're going after? Do the math. Who was the guy you went on the first 3 minutes talking about that you wanted? The man who had the money. You don't want a man who don't got no money or sounds like you might have to pay for a dinner. So what does that make you? A gold digging prostitute. I'm out, man. I gotta turn this dumb shit off. That's the end of the video anyway. I'm out. You guys have a good day. Bye.